Welcome back to Anime Symbol. Today, we're diving into another wild Naruto AU. This time, we're asking the question, what if Naruto was Wally West's Flash? Imagine Naruto tapping into the Speed Force, becoming something far beyond. A ninja, a hero who could change the entire shinobi world in a flash. If you enjoy these AUs, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future parts. And don't forget to drop a comment down below on what other what-ifs you'd like to see next. The storm raged over Konoha, winds howling like wolves, thunder cracking across the sky. Lightning tore the heavens apart. In the shadows of the village, a lonely boy ran. Naruto Uzumaki, 9 years old, unwanted and unaccepted. His small frame darted between the streets, villagers throwing glares sharper than kunai. He had grown tired of it, the hatred, the whispers. Tonight, he just wanted to disappear. His legs carried him into the forest. Rain pounded down, soaking him to the bone. The ground turned to mud, branches snapped under his feet. Then, without warning, the earth collapsed beneath him. Naruto tumbled down into darkness, crashing into rusted metal and shattered glass. He groaned, rubbing his head, eyes adjusting to the faint glow around him. Strange machines lined the walls, broken pipes dripping, wires tangled like snakes. The air smelled of dust, chemicals, and death. This was an old laboratory. Unknown to him, it belonged to Orochimaru. Long abandoned and forgotten. Water from the storm seeped in, pooling across the floor. Sparks crackled from ruined consoles. Naruto stumbled forward, heart racing. He looked up towards the broken ceiling just as the storm above let out a roar. A blinding flash lit the chamber. A bolt of lightning tore through the roof, striking him dead on. The machines roared to life. Beakers exploded. Rusted metal glowed bright red. Electricity surged through Naruto's body, fusing with every broken experiment that had been left behind. His scream was swallowed by the storm. His body convulsed as chemicals splashed across him. Wires wrapped around his arms, his chest, his legs. Time itself seemed to shatter. Then, silence. Hours later, his eyes opened. The world was different. Raindrops trickled from the ceiling, but they weren't falling. They hung in the air like frozen jewels. He sat up, trembling. His hands buzzed with energy. His heart pounded so fast it sounded like a drum. He stood blinking, and in the blink itself, he was suddenly at the far end of the room. He gasped, staring at the wall he had slammed into. What just happened? He whispered. His body felt alive, burning, faster than thought itself. When he climbed out of the lab, the storm was still raging. Naruto sprinted without realizing it. One step carried him across the forest in an instant. He stumbled into the village, eyes wide in disbelief. To him, it felt like seconds, but he had already crossed miles. The next morning, the village was in uproar. Several jonin swore they had seen flashes of red lightning moving through the trees. Civilians reported strange winds sweeping past them, strong enough to knock over carts and scatter goods. Whispers spread. The council met immediately. Homura frowned deeply. This is dangerous. That boy already carries the Nine Tails. Now he has another power we don't understand. Koharu added, Hiruzen, the child cannot be left unchecked. The third Hokage leaned on his staff, troubled. Naruto is no ordinary child, but we must not treat him as a weapon. I will keep him in the academy. We will watch him closely. The villagers, however, grew even more afraid. Some called him a monster. Others feared he would bring destruction to the leaf. But as days passed, fear mixed with awe. They saw him dash across rooftops in the blink of an eye. They saw him carry groceries faster than anyone could react. He was no longer just the demon fox. He was something else, something untouchable. At the academy, the reactions were no less intense. Sakura Haruno stared in shock as Naruto arrived late one morning, only to blur into his seat before Iruka even noticed. How How did you just do that? She stammered. Naruto grinned, crossing his arms. Guess I'm just built different. Sasuke Uchiha narrowed his eyes. He hated it. The dobe, the idiot who was supposed to be beneath him, was suddenly on a level no one could match. Naruto ran laps around the training grounds so fast that even Sasuke's Sharingan couldn't fully track him. The rivalry between them was no longer about who was better at throwing kunai. It was about who could keep up with the impossible. Iruka tried to scold Naruto for disrupting class, but even he was impressed. Naruto, you can't just run around like that. You'll scare people. Naruto scratched the back of his head, smirking. What can I say, sensei? I'm fast, and fast didn't even begin to describe it. Graduation day came. Despite his uncontrollable energy, Naruto passed, mostly because no one could deny his usefulness. He was assigned to Team 7. Kakashi Hatake raised an eyebrow when he first saw him blur across the training field. Well, Kakashi muttered, under his mask, this will be interesting. Sakura clung to Kakashi's side, frustrated that Naruto constantly showed off. Sasuke grit his teeth, pushing himself harder every day, refusing to let Naruto outshine him completely. Naruto, meanwhile, basked in the attention. He was cocky, playful, but when danger came, his power was terrifying. Their first true mission took them to the land of waves. A C-rank escort, simple on paper, but Naruto's presence turned it into something else entirely. On the road, the demon brothers attacked, but before their chains could wrap around Tazuna, Naruto blurred. In less than a second, they were disarmed, tied up, and dumped into the river. Kakashi hadn't even moved. Later, Zabuza Momoshi appeared, towering over the team with his massive blade. The mist closed in, tension rising. Kakashi warned the team to stay back, but Naruto stepped forward. Zabuza smirked. Little brat, you think you can stand against me? Naruto vanished. Before Zabuza could blink, the sword was gone from his hands. He turned, shocked, as Naruto stood behind him, holding the massive blade with a grin. Looking for this? In an instant, Naruto struck. Zabuza collapsed, gasping as Naruto blurred around him, landing hundreds of blows in less than a heartbeat. Kakashi didn't even have time to activate his Sharingan. The battle was already over. Haku arrived soon after, mirrors shattering around. Naruto as he tore through them before they could fully form. Haku's speed was legendary, but to Naruto, it was like watching someone move through water. He ended it quickly, holding back just enough not to kill. The mission was a success, but it opened Naruto's eyes. He realized the world outside the village was cruel, filled with people like Zabuza and Haku who carried heavy burdens. He wasn't just fast. He was fast enough to change lives. By the time Team 7 returned home, the whispers had grown louder. Villages outside Konoha now spoke of the boy with lightning in his veins, the red blur that no enemy could touch, Naruto Uzumaki, the flash of the hidden leaf. And that wraps up the first part of this story, where Naruto begins to touch the Speed Force and change everything around him. This is only the beginning of his journey. And trust me, things are about to get even crazier in part 2. I'll see you guys next time for part 2 of What If Naruto Was Wally West's Flash. Stay tuned, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment down below to keep the series going.